Hello, hello. Hello, TikTok. Okay, so I've got Facebook up here and TikTok down here. So if you see me looking elsewhere, don't think I'm not paying attention to you. I'm trying to, the proverbial kill two birds with one stone. Hey, y'all, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So there's my prince. Hey, babe. Here's the deal. So clearly I am in my living room. I'm covered up with my blanket. I'm not doing this, with my microphone and fancy lights and all of the things, because I wanted to come to you authentically how you have come to know me, and talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. I guess it's been, babe, it's been close to probably 9 months ago that it started. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm Christine. I'm an alcoholic, and I will celebrate 14 years, God willing, on March 14th. I will have 14 years sober. So that is just by the grace of God, only by the grace of God. But I have been on quite a journey, right, to that I am recovered from that hopeless state. But I have come to learn quite a few things. And if you're commenting, please give me grace that I don't have my glasses on my face, but I want to be present with you. So I'll look at comments. I'm talking about the Soul Detox email series. So during this, if you want me to send you a link, I will post the link later. But the algorithms don't appreciate me posting a link taking you off of their platform. So if you want me to send you personally the link, I'm happy to just comment detox, the word detox, okay? Just comment the word detox and I will circle back and send to each and every one of you the link. But I will post it later. So anyway, I've learned quite a few things, and along with addiction, I am a widow that has remarried. This childhood traumas and divorce, teen pregnancy, all the things. I've had some experiences, and it was alcohol that took me to my knees, right, and set me on the path that I have been on. And this Soul Detox series has actually been ready for a couple of weeks, and I don't know if it's fear of it not being what I feel like it is. There is such a thing, and let me know if you know what spiritual illness, spiritual sickness is. And I'm going to share with you, I want to share with you something. And again, if I'm looking away, I've got TikTok down here and I've got Facebook up here. So give me grace, please. A very, very smart man taught me something, and his name was Chuck Williams. And he was my late husband, Rick, and he was our spiritual mentor. I just am convinced that he had breakfast with God every single morning. But he taught me something, and I've never forgot it. And it just, when he taught me this, it was like one of those aha moments, right? That you're just like, oh my gosh, I had never thought about it this way. And I drew you a picture. But what he taught me is God created us. If you can see this, God created us to be in his image, correct? Right? My minister husband can testify to that. He created us spirit, soul, and the person, the body, right? The man, the person. And so he created us kind of like an upside down snowman, all right? Spirit being the biggest, spirit being what we use. That is how we communicate with God, is spirit to spirit. You hear the term spirit recognizes spirit. Jesus sent his Holy Spirit. And so spirit was supposed to be our primary existence. And then of course we had our soul, which was connected to our person, which our soul is our emotions, our feelings, our mind, right? And then our person is our actions and the world. Okay. So what he taught me is he said, this world, and what we allow, right? Because we allowed that just because I was ignorant. I didn't know any better, but we allow the world to turn our snowman upside down to where now we are person, soul, and spirit. So the spirit is kind of buried down there. And we wonder why we are lacking a connection with God. And let me preface by saying, you can love God with all your being and still not trust him. Okay. And I tell the story, and I copied it off of a speaker tape one time. I tell the story of going to a circus, right? You go to this circus and up there is the high wire act. And this guy comes out and he's got a wheelbarrow. Okay. And so you're thinking to yourself, I bet he's done this quite a few times. They wouldn't let him up there if he couldn't do it. Right. And so I have faith, right? I have faith that he's going to make that successfully across the high wire. So I have faith that will happen. But if I had trust, right? If I had trust, I would go up and get in the wheelbarrow. And that punched me in the gut too when I heard that, because faith is not enough for people like me, at least. And I'm only speaking for myself, but I know I'm speaking for a lot of people if they're honest. Faith is not enough for us. We have to have trust if we want to have a peaceful, joyful, a peace that surpasses understanding, right? If we want to live that kind of life, we have to have trust in God. And most of us don't trust God. We have faith. We love him. We know he's good. But we don't live our lives in that sense, and do you have fear? Do you have worry? Do you have anxiety? Do you have depression? I know there's clinical depression. Don't message me. Don't even message me. I know there's clinical, something is chemically wrong. But I'm talking about the depression that y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to explain myself. But that is a disconnection, right? That is your snowman is wrong side up. Okay. So to me, what he taught me was to live a life where you have peace, where you're able to realize that person who just said something ugly about you, that says more about them than it ever said about you, and you don't carry that around. I had a meeting with someone today, and I was telling him, I said, it's one of those things that when your hands are so full of resentment, of fear, of anger, you're carrying all these things around. Your hands aren't empty for God to place in your hands what he wants you to carry, right? So I say all of that because that is a spiritual sickness. When your snowman is wrong side up, that's a spiritual illness. And so the question is, how do I get reconnected? And so, going through addiction, I had to go through detox. And boy, it was hairy. It was like a thing. But I think that soul detox is what I created. And it's maybe it's not a big deal, maybe it's nothing. I don't know. That's none of my business either. My job is just to share and never waste a hurt. And this is a 21-day email. And so when I send you the link, you'll get a freebie. How to know if you're spiritually starving is what it's a freebie that is sent to you. Erica, I can't read your message right now, baby. It's an email that a freebie that is sent to you, and when you put in your email address and your name, it triggers and it will send you an email every single day for 21 days. It's free. It's completely free. And they're just one or two little paragraphs that I believe matter to the people that I've shared, it mattered to them too. So I'm praying that if you have felt any of those things, you get home and you are just exhausted, not from physical work, but you're just mentally exhausted. That just means you've been fighting fights that aren't yours to fight. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be spiritually healthy. And so the way we do that is figure out how to get our snowman right side up. So if you'll comment detox, the word detox, I will send you the link. And then I'll post it. I'll post it later on my Facebook page, and I'll attempt to post it into TikTok as well. But I think it's a good thing. There is a companion journal and audio pack that there is a minimal fee of $15 each for those. If you choose to, you can do the email series without them. Totally fine. Some people like to journal and it's printable or fillable. And the audio pack is just me giving an extra 2 cents worth, if you will. And that money goes to fund the podcast that I'm starting back up, Purpose Driven Sobriety, that is a good thing, where we have people come on and share their experience, strength, and hope. So, again, just comment the word detox. I'll message you the link, personally. I think it's a good thing. And here's the deal. If you don't think you're spiritually sick, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Don't mean to take your inventory, but I'm gonna. This world is heavy. This world is so heavy. And, if you have felt these things, this email series is for you. And I pray, my husband prayed over it before I came on to do the live, and it was precious. And I pray that it helps in any way, shape, or form your life. Because your soul, if we can get the soul happy, the spirit, that snowman straightens back up, and we live how God intended us to live, spirit to spirit. We have a connection with him and a trust, right? A trust, and we get in the wheelbarrow. So that's kind of the thing in the nutshell. And I don't know why, it's Satan, I'm sure, that has kept me from pulling the trigger and not launching this sooner. And like I said, maybe, if only one person gets it and it gives them peace of mind. There was a time in my life where all I wanted was to be okay. I just wanted to be peaceful, and nothing in my life was peaceful. Of course, I was doing it to myself, but I just wanted peace, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And like I said, you could be going to church every single Sunday. You love God, and that is wonderful. But are you trusting him? If you are not trusting him, that means you are disconnected. And, that doesn't mean you're severed from God. Let's not be dramatic. That just means you're not willing to get in the wheelbarrow. It's one thing to have a big something coming up and you're like, I'm just going to give it to God. Well, are those just words, or do you truly give it to God? And here's the deal. We're about to start the podcast back up, and we're going to tell Rick's story. And if you followed me for any period of time, Rick is my late husband, who was an absolute dreamboat and a wonderful man. And when he got sick, it was the first night I made a video, and this was not me. I shared this with a friend at lunch too today, where I simply prayed for God's will for Rick. Not pray for him to come home, pray for him to get better, pray for him to, just because we know that no matter what, God's will is always going to be best for us, no matter what. And that was a prayer that I meant. That I truly meant that. And I knew that is a prayer that Rick would want me to pray in that moment that they put him on a ventilator and all of that horrible stuff. So if you're interested and you want the email series sent to you, again, just comment the word detox. and you might go, why didn't you post the link? If I posted the link in the live right now, the platforms, because again, I'm Facebook right here, TikTok down here, the platforms would suppress this live. So that's why I'm doing the post, comment the word detox. And so I'll send out those individually, and then I'll make several posts. Be watching. I'll post the deal. I'm also going to create a soul detox group, I think, so we can go in and share, some of the aha moments or some of the problems. It's like, how are you handling this? Or what is the deal, with that? God created us to need each other. He created us to need each other. And I come from a place, I hope that that's who I have presented myself to publicly. I've been very public since the day I got sober on March 14th, 2012. And I pray that I have presented myself only as authentic and honest. I need y'all, y'all, social media, say what you will about social media, but it's a good thing. When we're able to connect and hear someone else, basically tell our story or share, in the pain, the daily pain that this world kind of just keeps on piling on us sometimes. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Again, forgive me if I will go back and read comments. I don't have my glasses on, and I wanted to give you my full attention. So God bless you for being a part of my life. Thank you. Thank you. God has blessed me with a decent amount of people that pay attention, and I pray that I honor that and share what a lot of you message me and tell me you're going through. When I'm just doing my time with God in the morning and I see something, I just share what I feel God wants me to share. So God bless you, and I pray that this email series ministers to you. So I guess that's it. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll see what happens, and I just trust God. See ya.